Dan, would you agree there's too many fucking people? Like enough already? Do you have any kids, Dan? By the way?
I don't have any kids, no, but I think the Earth will tell us when there's too many people on the Earth. There won't be enough food for anybody.
You're not into being proactive about it?
I don't know that we need to be proactive. I think nature just be like, yo, there's too many dudes up in here, and then there won't be any food, and then there'll be, I think we'll know.
So you're basically,
they've been saying that there's too many people for hundreds of years, and they keep figuring out ways to have new people. They build, you build high rises, and then you have
you stack them
up. The Japanese, they got this new pyramid city they're conceiving or something like. Did you see that on Discovery?
No,
it's like a big pyramid with. You had to see it, but
no, please inform us on it because.
Well, I know they had this big, huge pyramid. It was like they could fit like 100,000 people in this one building or something. It was in the shape of a pyramid, but they're always figuring shit out. So I don't know.
I think they need to.
They've been complaining about too many people since forever. They've been saying, there's too many people. So.
I could give a shit environmentally if there are too many people. I'm talking about for my own personal enjoyment. For my duration on this planet, like I'm just tired of there.
Yeah, ideally it would just be your boys and some bitches, and that's it. You don't want to deal with other dudes, but you need those other dudes because those other dudes are
that are going to come to your show.
They're going to come to your show. They're going to buy
your invention.
Exactly, and you're going to sell your crap to them, and they're going to. You need everybody plays their role. And
you need those 1995 people. The people who sit at home and anything comes on, 1995, it's the magic number, and they
buy that.
They're going to buy it. They already got a can opener.
That's true. The more people buying your CD, more people listening to your radio and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many. I mean, I understand that. Like, I understand there need to be more people on the planet than me and my best buddies and a couple of chicks. There need to be people to fulfill obligations like. Coming to the shows and buying things to sustain the economy.
I think they should be.
Let's go above and beyond that and get into the amount of useless people. I mean, there's definitely excess. There's fat that could be trimmed easily.
Yeah, but you don't know who the fat is. You
do. Times Square, 42nd Street.
No, but
wipe it out, baby.
Yeah.
Anything that has neon in front of it, you just nuke it.
Okay, so you're talking about population control,
talking about
people that are already been born. You're not talking about.
This is what sparked this discussion, or why we wanted to do this topic on the show was I lived in Texas for a while, and my next door neighbor used to say to me, "When you're born,
Joe, you're a douche.
You should be." He used to say to me, when you're born, you should be sterilized with some sort of magic sterilization gun. And until you pass a series of tests that prove that you are able and capable of raising a child that would be worth something, you will not be unsterilized. And I agreed with that. Everybody would go, he's fucking crazy and what kind of psycho... And I was like, no, that makes sense. You shouldn't just be allowed to reproduce, because when you're just allowed to reproduce, that leads to useless fucking people. Dumb people making dumber people. And next thing you know...
So you're talking about quality, not quantity of people.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, ideally, I don't know if you'd be able to... Obviously, it'd be tough to put that into effect, but...
Well, yeah,
but as a thought experiment, sure, all right, yeah.
A thought experiment.
Why not?
He thinks there's some morons that the reason why there's so many people out there is not because of morons, it's because of smart people. All right? Morons just fuck, okay? And they make a lot of people, but smart people keep them alive. They come up with, like, penicillin and shelter and fucking air conditioning. If you just let these people die in the heat, send them out in the field, man.
I don't agree with that. I think that it's not a good thing that just because you're able to make a baby, you're allowed to. Do you know what I mean? I mean that's like the equivalent.
I don't think Bill is disagreeing. He's saying that let them.
I think there should be no babies. Babies should be illegal. Listen to me. For fucking 20 years. This is how you taper it off. 20 years, no babies, okay? Then you got a bunch of old people dying. They die every second. Like, the amount of time it's taken me to say, like, 6 old people just died and somebody fell off a fucking ladder, right? That's 7 less people out on the highway tomorrow, right? You do that for 20 years. And you just get the population, you back it down.
I feel the same way about stand-up comics. No more for, like, 10 years.
Well, yeah.
Because now I don't need to hear another joke about, the same old
I don't know. You know what? I don't think we have any theories here. How about somebody calls in? I want to hear your theories on how How the hell what we can do about the population problem? We got a fucking hole in the ozone layer and that type of stuff. I mean, that shit freaks me out, man. Call 866-969-1969 if you know. I don't know. I'm going with no babies for 20 years. I think that's a good start.
Agree with that.
And you don't try to save people.
Do you think?
Okay, listen to me.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing we don't need is more 18-year-old girls that won't fuck me. So that would go in with your no more babies theory.
Exactly. I used to think like China. I used to think it was crazy that they have that baby control rule, and now I'm like, no, that's fucking brilliant. That's what you need to do.
That's what we're going towards.
Yeah,
if people keep having, or if you just have like 1 or 2 kids instead of having like fucking 5, who then make 5. And then your grandfather, you got like you made 30 people who are all taking a shit every day that ends up in a fucking river. That's why it's out of control. Just fucking rub one out.
But what happens?
Shoot it on a tip.
What happens when they find some medicine that now we can all live till 200? Then we're really gonna have a problem. Then we're really gonna
can't do that. We were already living too long.
But then we're really gonna have a problem. And you have your great grandchildren, and you are alive at the same time. You're gonna have
yeah, your great grandkid needs to kill you. You gotta go, man.
Maybe that's the way it should be. Maybe it should be like the Sith in Star Wars, where you have your child who's your apprentice. He grows up, he kills you. He has a child, his child grows up, kills him, and then it's just a flip-flop. You just keep turning.
All right, let me hear from
we have a
Kirby in Oklahoma. He has a theory on the population problem. Kirby.
Hey, Bill.
What's up, man? Thanks for listening.
The human species has no natural predators now. So instead of nature rewarding those with the most desirable traits by allowing them to reproduce, nature now rewards those who reproduce the fastest. And that just happens to be stupid, worthless fucking people.
Yeah, but do you understand my point where smart people are the ones keeping them alive? Because stupid fucking people get like appendicitis. But, smart people treat them.
Well, then maybe we just need to let AIDS run rampant in Africa, and then we can, stop spending money down there.
Jesus Christ, I wasn't getting race-specific. I was just trying to get population.
He was almost smart. That was
one of the smartest guys we had. He had 80%.
Do you say this? I don't know.
Well, you can't blame him, though, because you were leading him in that direction. You were saying dumb people got to die.
I don't know if you say this in your...
I'm not saying people in Africa are dumb.
In your...
No, but
Jesus, Dan, what are you trying to say?
No, what I'm trying to say is
Dan used to make an apology.
You're saying let nature take its. You're saying let nature take its course, and he's saying okay, but in Africa, nature's taking its course. So
right.
That's what he's saying. So you
wasn't taking its course. The CIA invented it, and they fucking injected it over there.
Let's save that for later.
Trying to weed us out with AIDS. Maybe we should just let it go.
Well, wait a second. Hold on.
All right, thanks for calling.
Now he sparks a thought. For me, at least. And I don't know, do you say this?
I thought it was because your wool sleeve just touched the side of your fucking trunk.
You might say this in your set, or I don't know, but, it's like the fucking Beyonce thing that we were just talking about with the smoking ad. It's like, they're stomping out smoking everywhere. I was just in a hotel where they had no smoking rooms at all. You didn't even have the option anymore. And it's like, no, stop. No, let people smoke that want to fucking smoke, and that helps population control.
Let them die, so you're pro-cancer.
It's survival.
Joe DeRosa.
I'm a smoker.
JoeDeRosa.com, pro-cancer.
But I'm a smoker. My point is, it's like you have to let people... The further we progress...
Here's a good guy.
Hold on. The further we progress in this society, the more we are not allowed to do detrimental things to ourselves.
Joe needs like fucking dramatic background music or something. I don't know.
It's a good point.
Let me talk to Toby in Utah. Toby, what's your population theory?
Well, my population theory is kind of what Joe was saying. I mean, you can smoke and do whatever you want, but at like 68 years old, man, when you get to be 68, you give everybody a big hug and a kiss and everything else. They basically, you turn yourself in and they put your ass to sleep. They basically execute you in a nice way.
Yeah, you take them to the vet.
Do you remember Logan's Run, where at 30 everybody died? Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
But it was the best 30 years you ever had, though. It was like 30 years of nonstop sex. You didn't work. Everything was, but only 30. At 30, you died. So I don't know. Is that a good deal? Who's into that?
30's a little young.
I think it was 40. But remember, this 30 years. You don't know. We're not talking like no SATs, no midterms, just partying for 30 years. But then you die. So I don't know,
dude. It's
I think 40. I think if it was 40 years, I might say that's a good deal. I don't know, but 30 might be a little too young.
Dude, if they would just stop saying, like, when people fucking, you always see like when hikers, they'll be like, there's 4 hikers missing on a mountain. It's like, great. Send another 4 to go look for them. All right? That's 8 in like windbreakers or something, so they all die. That's 8 people out of the way. You know they all got fucking SUVs for their hiking shit, right? It just opens up lanes, man, on the highway, and people get happier.
The further we go, the less detrimental things we're allowed to fucking do to ourselves, and that's part of what regulates a fucking population.
No, yeah, but this is the difference, Joe. I'm just... What you're talking about smoking is I don't want to die. So don't, if I'm going to be here, I don't want to fucking,
What does me smoking in my hotel room have anything to do with you? You're not sleeping in the room.
Oh, you're saying you couldn't even smoke in the hotel room?
No, I'm saying they had no smoking room.
Yeah, because it stinks up the hotel room when you go in after, where the whole hotel room stinks.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
not just the Joe DeRosa stink, but the smoke. But so there's a two thing. Yeah, right, I got a good one in there.
But I'm saying first it was you couldn't smoke in restaurants or on airplanes. Then it was restaurants. Then it was bars. Then it was in certain public areas. Now there are no available smoking rooms in a hotel. It's like I can't even smoke in the privacy of my own hotel room, and it's like that's part of the thing that helps control the fucking population. If I want to smoke, I'm going to die off. So what we're getting to is everybody's going to be force-fed fucking boiled chicken and celery and live to be 100 years old, and everybody's going to walk around.
How would you like it if you had the smell of boiled chicken under your nose? That's what it's like sitting next to you. We got to take some of these callers, though, man. Let's get Max. Max in Ohio. Max, what's going on? What's your theory on how to control the population problem?
My theory is just to get rid of Mormons and Christians and all those little religious assholes who say have 20 kids and you go to fucking heaven.
I agree with that.
I'm Catholic. They never told me to have 20 kids.
No, they're big on that. Well, the cocksuckers don't want you to use contraception, and then you have all these fucking kids.
Oh, it's just bunch of fucking bullshit. Religion sucks.
That's why Agreed.
We got to leave this guy on. Now, how are you going to carry out getting rid of all the Mormons and the Catholics?
I have no clue. Just say, fuck it. Tell everybody to leave it.
It's awful. What? All right, Max. Thanks for calling.
All right, so far we got genocide in Africa. And we got killing Christians and the Mormons.
Yeah, with a lot of just fucking bullshit, you know?
Well, that's the problem.
That guy was like the classic barroom philosopher, just like, dude, it's just like, these fucking CEOs, man, you know?
What group?
Like, what the fuck?
What group of people, if you were dictator or God or Jesus or whatever, what group of people would you wipe out to sort of lighten the load a little bit? On the planet, Dan? Like, what would you what's the one group you go, we don't fucking need any of the gone?
Every third person. Is that a possible question to answer without saying something?
No, you don't have to get racial.
You don't have to be racist.
Oh yeah, no, I know that, but
example, Joe.
You mean if we could say dumb people or whatever?
Like my group would be every
go ahead.
Every cunt that walks down the street with giant sunglasses carrying a dog under her arm. You know what I mean? Like, gone. Boom. Immediately. You take yourself way too fucking seriously. Gone. You're useless. Done. And that's the Paris Hiltons, the Nicole Richies. They're all gone. And that's a huge sect of people.
How about telemarketers?
There you go.
But then, I wish you told me that before. I could have thought about it some more, but... That's something you got to think about. But
what about you, Bill? What would you...
Just every third person. Make it nice and random.
At random? I have a lottery.
And it'd be quick.
What about that?
With your theory, you got to walk around looking for these people with sunglasses. It's just, if you can count to 3, it's a very simple
what about
theory.
that?
No, if it was
you just weed them out.
I'm thinking it would be like if you had the power, to do like a Star Trek thing where the beam just came down, they just went, and they all just fucking disappeared at once.
I was thinking more like Grand Theft Auto. You just come in like Terminator. 1, 2, 3, boom.
You got to run around and kill everybody yourself.
Jeff's making a good point here in Seattle. He's saying that gay people are actually helping with the population control. Jeff.
That's true.
Hello?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm thinking, the fags and the dykes.
Why do you got to come at it like that?
Well, Bill, I like you, and I wanted to impress you with something funny.
And I read in my Judy Carter book that the words fag and dyke are hilarious.
I just tore down the fourth wall of being one of the funny callers.
All right. Well, you know what? You had a great point. The way you delivered it, you kind of fucking fucked it up. But, after the top of the show, who am I to complain? But anyways, thanks for calling. But that is a good point. You know what?
I
wouldn't kill any gay people unless they were like Melissa Etheridge and she wanted to fertilize one of her eggs. Then I'd kill her and David Crosby.
How annoying is she?